You okay?
No, I don't feel too good.
You hungry or anything?
I don't know, man. It's hard to say. It just feels like a lot of pain.
Got any ibuprofen or anything, Vic?
Maybe in my backpack, but it's in the back. It's in the bed.
I just got back from Los Lunas and drove down there to meet up with Rex. I got the Kawasaki motor kind of machined, which I thought was going to solve this issue with that head, you know, a fresh set of gaskets and things like that. Got down there super early this morning. We were able to put this motor back together on the bike in about 45 minutes. We did everything to spec, you know, torqued everything down exactly the way it should have gone. Man, it's just one of those things where I thought we had really solved a lot of the issues that was happening with this bike. We started it up, it sounded pretty good. I wanted Rex to go ahead and test run it. As soon as he took off down the block, I could just hear it was making the same issues as it was before. It was kind of sputtering and dying out. You know, my heart just dropped, it sank. I could tell exactly what had happened. It was gonna kill that motor exactly like it did before. We're literally like a week out from Biltwell, and I really don't know what to do at this point. Like, I don't know if I should go. A friend of ours named Carl, he's got a really cool CR, I believe it's a 1994 CR250, it's the steel frame. He had mentioned a while ago, like trying to sell it. I'm gonna give him a call. I'm gonna have to, you know, put some money together and buy this bike, and this is kind of the last thing that I could possibly race out there. Hey Carl, what's up, dude?
Hey Thaison, what's going on?
Not much, just here working at the shop. I got a question for you. Remember how we had talked about you know, you were thinking about selling that CR that you have, the 94?
CR250?
Yeah, that's it. Well, you know, I'm kind of in a bit of a bind right now. The KX is not going to make this race at all.
Oh man, sorry to hear that the KX is down.
You know, I was wondering maybe if you would still be interested in selling me that bike. I'd be happy to come take a look at it with you tomorrow. Do you want to meet up tomorrow night, like around 6:37?
Yeah, I can probably meet you tomorrow.
Okay.
See if you check it out, see if you like it.
All right, I'll see you at the spot.
Sounds good.
It's just my luck that like the day that we go out to look at this bike, it's going to be nasty out. So it's kind of strange because it's already starting to kind of rain, which is weird for this time of year. Pick up Steve. We're going to take a look at this bike. So hopefully everything works out, and this bike is the one that I'm going to be able to race out here in Biltwell.
Well, you picked like the best time of day to go over there and pick up this bike.
You know, it hasn't rained in what, probably like a year in New Mexico.
No.
And then the one day it rains is the day I'm supposed to be looking at this.
Dude, this like totally sums up your whole year right here, man. Of course, Thaison picked the worst day to come out here to meet Carl. It's freezing, and the only day that it's supposed to rain, you know, in late spring. But, you know, we got to get this bike picked up. We got to check it out. You know, Carl did him a great service by meeting him out here.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Mr. Thaison?
Thanks for coming out, man.
You bet.
What's up, Carl?
Good to see you, man.
Good to see you, brother.
Perfect night for a ride.
Right? It's not hot.
It's our rig weather right here.
It's freezing. It's freezing.
Yeah, Thaison called me and was interested in the CR250. I guess his KX is down. And was kind of on the fence to sell it, but definitely help somebody out if they need it.
You're a lifesaver.
You're a good dude for doing this, man, because I had to listen to this guy crying for like 2 days, man, and it was like, oh my god.
It's just the way things have been going.
Yeah.
Lately, you know, like the KX, that whole motor. You were with me when I was riding, and you know, the throttle response wasn't there, and it was popping. This will be the bike to race, and
This is it, man.
We'll see what happens.
It pulls me around real good. It's 1994 CR250, and I had to do a little work to it. It sat for 4 or 5 years, so had to do a little work on it here and there. Okay. A few little leaks to take care of, and rejet it, change sprocket, tires,
nice.
New seat cover.
So you're gonna rip it around?
I'm gonna take it for a little spin.
All right.
Throw on some boots and gloves and a helmet, and just tell me, you know, what you think.
Okay.
On the sag and whatnot, and I'll do some quick, you know, adjustments when we get out there and see what's going on.
Sounds great. Let's do it.
Appreciate it.
I'm gonna get in the truck and warm up while you ride.
You want to hang out with Carl in the truck?
I have a blanket. I have a blanket if you need it.
Can
You got a
we snuggle?
blanket?
I'm gonna have to get it.
Yeah. Thaison took the bike for a spin in the desert. I had done quite a bit to that bike. New water pump, oil seal, water oil seal in the water pump, impeller, tires, sprocket, jets. Hope it's enough for him to, you know, make it rip for him in the desert.
Cool. Well, appreciate it again, buddy.
I think it'll be a good bike for you. I think it'll be a great bike for you.
Yeah, man.
So you happy? Happier? Can we load this up and go home now?
Let's get you in a warm bed.
Yeah, let's go, man. It's cold out here.
Well, I kind of hate to see it go. Worked on it quite a bit. You get attached to these things. Hope everything runs well for him and it's a great bike for him. Maybe he'll get a podium.
Well, it's super windy here again. I mean, it's always windy here, but it seems a little worse this year for some reason. We're just trying to get over and get registered as soon as possible so that we can kind of get camp set up for the night.
When I checked in, you know, I registered the bike. I looked at the classes, and it was 1990 was the cutoff for the vintage year. And it was a bummer. You know, it was super disappointing. The 94 CR250 is a few years too modern. And that's going to put me in the modern class with a whole different group of bikes. I mean, we're talking 2025, you know, Huskies and KTMs and 300s and 350s. And, you know, I'm still happy to be racing, but at the same token, like, this bike is not in this class. And I would have felt much more comfortable riding in the vintage class with, you know, some of our friends and stuff like that. That's really kind of captures the spirit of like Biltwell.
Well, the wind finally died down and we had a chance to finally make a fire and eat something, and gives us a chance to kind of reconnect with old friends that we've made here and make some new friends. You know, it's great to kind of relax the night before the race and just sort of hang by the fire and talk to all the other racers. Last night was pretty cold and windy, colder than I expected, but got up early and made some rig coffee, kind of get the day off to a good start. It's a beautiful morning. We're out here with motorcycles and it's going to be a great day. So let's spend some time getting the bikes together today, drink some rig, and you know, we'll just make the most of it.
First year, it was amazing. Like the team, everybody surrounding us, all the racers made me feel at home. I didn't feel like a stranger. So it was very welcoming, met a lot of good friends. On the second year, reconnected with same set friends, made even more friends, a lot more connections, got to meet the Biltwell team on that one, got to talk a little. I've never done anything similar to this. I've never recorded anything bike related, especially dirt bikes. We combine racing with dirt bikes and camping. To me, there is nothing better.
The opening ceremonies are always super cool for us. This year it's kind of bittersweet though, because like I really wanted to race the vintage class. That's my favorite class to race in. You know, it feels kind of more authentic to like the Biltwell spirit, and I just can't do it this year.
So all the bikes are getting ready to line up over here, all the vintage bikes, and I'm super stoked because Fig and I, you know, we planned on doing this documentary on the Biltwell experience for the last several months because I just didn't feel like racing this year. And we got a chance to talk to Bill and Josh and Otto this morning from Biltwell. We're gonna head over there now and just kind of start filming all the bikes while they're getting staged for the race. And I think Fig's getting ready to head over there, so we're gonna head down there now. I brought out the old Super 8 camera that was actually my dad's when I was a kid, and I'm gonna try and get a little bit of Super 8 footage for this because I think it looks really cool and retro and it fits the whole vibe. So hopefully I don't screw up and blow out all this film and it actually comes out, because I'm gonna have to send it off to get developed and I'm not gonna know for a while if we got anything. But with all these great bikes, I'm looking forward to getting some film.
Today's the first day of the, you know, the class I should be racing in this year. It's all the vintage bikes. Saturday is always kind of like the fun day to be out here racing because all the vintage bikes are out, vintage Triumphs, Harleys, vintage monostock stuff. All the vintage bikes lined up in the class that I would have raced in, and I had to sit there and kind of watch them and you know, I was stoked because Monty, I think, got second this year again. And that was the race I would have run with him. I think the guy that got third came in like 20 minutes later. So that was also kind of disappointing. Good for him, disappointing for me. Because like, I think Monty and I were like a minute or two apart from each other last year. Watching the vintage class run, you know, a part of me just felt so disappointed this year. You know, still stoked to be out there, but just nothing had been lining up for me the way I'd hoped for.
Hey everybody, CJ here. I've been part of this motorcycle community for decades. Group rides, charity runs, late nights in the garage, and I've seen what happens when a great ride turns bad. At Parnell Law, we help injured riders get back on their feet without the runaround, no pressure, just real help from real people who understand the lifestyle. Ride hard, ride smart, and if something goes wrong, call Bert, 332-BERT. Visit hercallbert.com for more information.
Wind is horrible today. One of the worst I've ever seen out here. We barely got any sleep last night. Our tents were practically laid flat from the wind. Sand was blowing all over. Got in my sleeping bag. It was all over my tent. It was terrible, and it's freezing this morning.
We're getting ready to like stage our bikes, and you know, you do it in classes, and Pecoraro and myself and Sparky are starting to stage our bikes, and you know, I still feel pretty good about this. You know, it's a bike I've never run. You know, I have maybe like less than 30 minutes of seat time on this thing, but I feel pretty confident that I can run almost any bike. You know, I'm not super worried about that. Once that rubber band dropped, I just kind of full throttled it, and luckily this bike has a really good throttle response. I was probably honestly like the slowest, I had the slowest bike out there, the most vintage, but I was probably third or fourth, I believe, off the line, and I was maintaining at good speed right off the gate. Went through the tunnel feeling really good. Got through that first section of kind of like the whoop section pretty well, and was just kind of cruising, was feeling really good.
They've been probably out going on about 30 minutes now. If they're riding well, they should be coming in the next 15 minutes probably. The fastest guys in the modern class, 18-year-olds, came in already at about 32 minutes. So I'm hoping our old guys are coming in here in the next 15 minutes, which should put them about 38, 40, 45 minutes. If they come in under 45 minutes, I'll be super impressed. But there's a lot of bikes coming in now.
So I've been filming just about all morning long on this one. It's been pretty fun. We sent the boys out, they're all out there. We already saw Crispy come in. He came in, pitted, got some food in him. We did a little motivation on him too. He looked a little concerned, but motivated right out. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
We also caught up Sparky. Sparky was doing great. He just zoomed right out, looked in great shape.
He's going. All right.
Everything looked amazing. We kind of hung out with our pit mates, but man, by now I'm kind of getting a little concerned, because we haven't heard from Thaison. He hasn't come around. There's nothing. He doesn't have a cell phone. There's no way to communicate. It's been quite a bit of time, and I'm kind of having a little bit of flashback when Steven had his little incident. So hope everything is good with this one.
I was feeling really comfortable, probably overly comfortable, overly confident on that bike, and I didn't have enough seat time on it. I probably should have taken that first lap a little bit easier, but I was just kind of feeling it. You know, there was this wash section that had a lot of big rocks in there. And I was going, and I was feeling really good, and you know, I didn't see the rock, but what had happened as I look back on it was there was a bit of like a lip. That front tire landed, and right where it landed there was a pretty big rock. So that front tire hit that rock, and it basically just flipped me and rolled me. And I landed on my head and kind of rolled off of it, and the bike landed and kind of cartwheeled back too. And you know, it's part of racing, so I just got off to the side, caught my breath, kind of waited there for a minute, got back up, kick-started the bike started. I raced probably about another 8 to 10 miles. There was only a couple real good lines there. So I looked at the approach and I kind of throttled it up to this line that I thought I could make. And right as I was getting up to it, this girl crashed right in front of me. So I had to like kind of swerve off to the side. I ended up crashing again one more time. So picked up the bike for the second time. That second time I knew something was wrong. I could feel it in the back of, I could feel it in my bones and my back that like something had happened. So I waited there for a minute, kick-started the bike, and I kind of like limped it around the side of the mountain and probably got like another 8 to 10 miles to the second crossing, which is closer to like the end of that first lap. And as I got to that second crossing, I could hear the bike doing something weird. It was like some slapping noise, and I thought the chain had loosened up a little bit. And as I got to that second crossing, they have like crossing guards there. And one of the crossing guards like kind of flagged me off, and he's like, pull over. And I pulled over, and he's like, dude, you can't race anymore. Your chain's coming off. That's when I kind of like killed the bike. I looked off to the side, and I could see the axle was coming out of the swing arm. And that locking nut must have, like, when the bike flipped, it must have hit a rock, and that must have shook that locking nut loose. And that axle was sliding out, which was loosening up the chain. And that chain was just kind of slopping around. And, luckily so, like, the chain didn't break. I didn't send that chain through the case, but I couldn't run that race anymore. They basically flagged me and told me to go off, which is actually a benefit because, I was pretty hurt and I didn't even know it. I probably would have tried to finish that race hurt. So, they carted me back to the pits, and I kind of had to do the walk of shame, and I couldn't even lift my bike off the back of the truck. The guy did it for me. And
well, we knew something was wrong when everybody was starting to roll in, and we hadn't seen anything from Thaison. A couple of the guys even came around twice, and we thought this is not right. Something's really, really wrong.
Steven and I were looking at each other like, man, it's taking quite a while. It's been a couple of hours. He should have lapped. There's no lap. And we got to the point that it should have been the second lap for him. We spotted Thaison coming across. My instinct was to literally drop the camera and run towards him. He was looking in pretty bad shape. He was limping on the way over.
That's when I ran into like Steve and Fig, and they were kind of like, hey, what's going on? What happened? And I was like, I can't race anymore.
It's unfortunate that, he didn't get a chance to ride that Honda a little bit more before we came out here. He did the same thing I did 2 years ago, where he just jumped on the bike and rode, and it never pays. Something always goes wrong. So I had to run across the pits and across the track and grab his bike. They had dropped him off on the other side of the path, and the bike couldn't even roll. The axle was halfway in and out, chain was flopping around, and I know he's super devastated about the whole thing. I don't think he even realizes how hurt he is yet. I think he's gonna feel it a little bit later. Can't fix it.
I can't even do my back. I can't even fucking walk.
It's still pretty windy and a little cold, but you know how the desert is. It heats up really fast. I think it's gonna get hot here in the afternoon. We're gonna try and wait for Sparky and Chris to finish, see how they come in. Because Fig and I have been working on the documentary this whole weekend. And as soon as they come in, we see how they did. We're just gonna get out of here. Here's some water. Just grab a seat.
Take a seat and chill for a minute.
It's rough out there, and there's some real pros out there, man, and it is impressive to see them do their thing. It is an art. I accomplished my goal. I got a sub 1 hour lap, and I'm happy, so thank you for coming, telling me about this and encouraging me to come out here and do this. And man, it's been a blast, and I'll see you guys next year.
Face off.
Nice work, dude.
How'd you do?
I don't know. But good this time. Whew.
Fig and I are going to finish loading everything up, and we'll just hit the road. We'll try and get back to Albuquerque tomorrow and see if he needs to go to the hospital, and hope he's okay. Man, I don't know. This is gonna be a long drive back.
I think so.
Dude, you okay?
No, I don't feel too good.
You hungry or anything?
I don't know, man. It's hard to say. It just feels like a lot of pain.
You got any ibuprofen or anything, Fig?
Maybe in my backpack, but it's in the back. It's in the bed.
Maybe
It's all right, dude. I don't want to take any meds or anything. I'll be okay. It's been a couple months now, and we're back, and I'm feeling a little bit better. My back is feeling a little bit better. It's not 100%. I really did not want to go to the VA. I didn't want to go to the hospital. My girlfriend at the time, Mercy, she was like, we're going to go to the hospital. You got to go. I'm worried about you. Something feels off. Still in a lot of pain. I couldn't move. And we got to the VA, and it's one of those things where it's a busy Tuesday morning, and we had to wait in the VA for probably about a good 5 or 6 hours before they even saw me. And once they got me into a bed and they got the CT scan, it was probably closer like 8 and 9 at night at this point. And the doctor came in, talked to me, showed me the x-rays. She was really nice, but she showed me that 3 rings had been cracked. And that's where all the inflammation and everything had happened. The doctor told me at that point that it's gonna heal, it's gonna take about 2 to 3 months, but it's never gonna be 100% healed. These hairline fractures are always gonna be there, and I gotta be careful going forward and try not to crash or aggravate them. And it was just this whole year and the way the whole thing progressed. It was such a bummer, and there was a million things that I think I should have done differently, but you can't go back in time. I need more seat time on the bike that I'm gonna run. The Honda is a great bike, but that is more like an MX bike, and that's not the desert bike that I should have been running. I really want to get the KX up and running. That's the bike that I feel more comfortable with. So I don't know what that means for me in this KX, but I think that's where I'm gonna put most of my efforts to try and get out there and race again next year.
Back in 2024 was the first time I raced Biltwell. It's actually the first desert race I had ever done, and I didn't know what to expect. I was actually pretty nervous. And I took the Bull Taco, ground up built from pretty much a basket case. And one thing I learned at that particular race was to be prepared. I was completely unprepared for it. I didn't get any seat time in it. I think I got a couple of days before the race. I had no time to shake it down a little bit and see if there were any issues. And it was a big mistake. I had a bad crash halfway through the first lap, got a concussion, and that ended the whole day for me. But it taught me a really good lesson to be prepared. In 2025, I actually did the race again, but I did it on an Aramaki, 1975 Harley Aramaki, and it was the best time I've had. I finished the entire race, all 3 laps, met my goal, 75 miles. I had an incredible time. In 2026, Thaison was super excited about doing it again, and I just, something was off. I just didn't feel it. I had a bad feeling about it. I talked about it multiple times. I've got a bad vibe about it.
Right?
I got a bad feeling. I'm serious.
This isn't like Vietnam, dude.
Dude, I'm not feeling it. I don't think I can do it this year. I'll go to Dirt Church a couple times with you, and we can shake the bike out when you're ready, and I'll help you work on it. You know what I mean? We'll get it ready. I'll pit for you out there, but I think I'm gonna sit this one back. To it, I trust in my gut this time. I didn't do it, I didn't race, and I don't know if anything would have happened, but Thaison had a really bad crash, so I don't feel like I made the wrong decision. I'm excited to do it again. 2027 Biltwell, I'm gonna do it on the Bull Taco, starting early. I'm gonna get tons of seat time. I'm gonna ride like crazy. I'm gonna shake it down. The bike is actually running great, and maybe 3rd time's a charm, and I can actually get a little bit closer to the top of the pack.